Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder. Yep, we've got Shredder in the new Rise of the TMNT toy line from Playmates Toys. This particular one here was the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 exclusive, which was sold at the Nickelodeon booth, and we're gonna go ahead and take a closer look at it here today. So as you can see, it does come in a unique package, which most San Diego Comic-Con exclusives do. It's a very uniquely shaped box. It's like all clear window box, so you can actually see the figure from most sides there. You can see we got some Japanese writing all around the box. It really is a cool box design. I like these quite a bit. I do always appreciate the unique packages we get for San Diego Comic-Con. And the back of the box has got really cool artwork there of this crazy new Shredder design from the new animated series. This, of course, is explained in the new show that Shredder was a character that existed in ancient times, and the armor itself is sort of like possessed by this spirit, and the current Foot Lieutenant, the Foot Clan, are basically trying to resurrect Shredder by putting the armor back together. They're trying to find all the pieces of the armor, put it back together, and it gives us kind of like this crazy demonic spirit version of Shredder. So that's kind of what's going on here. Kind of explains what you're seeing with like this artwork on like what looks like this parchment paper here, and why the character looks so different than what we've seen in the past. So we're gonna go ahead and pull him out of this box and take a closer look at the figure itself. All right, so here we go, guys. We've got our brand new Shredder action figure outside of the box. Let's go ahead and start with the tape measure. You can see that this guy is just shy of a full 5 inches tall. And part of that is because of the way he stands. You can see he's got a very hunched over neck. His legs are very squat. So he's actually a bit short feeling, but he's very wide. So he's got like the bulk going on there. But when we line him up with the other turtles, for example, you can see that Raphael is thinner, but still stands a bit taller than the Shredder. But then the rest of the turtles all seem to be either about the same height or a little bit shorter than Shredder. So that's what we're getting size-wise. He's definitely a chunkier figure than the rest, but with that hunched over build to the sculpt, it does make him a tad bit shorter than the rest of the figures. So, you can see right off the bat, one of the things that really stands out here is that he's made with a translucent plastic on his body, and I gotta be honest, that looks really neat. If we're just talking about like the cool stuff that they built into the toy itself, I like the translucent plastic. It really does kind of give him this almost ghostly like look. So you can see all the armor bits are painted with almost like this gunmetal kind of color. You can see there's actually a lot of dry brushing going on in the silver that kind of gives it almost this scratchy look, and I like that quite a bit. You can really see the way it's shining off the lights, so that is some really nice paint detail that we don't typically see on the retail release of these figures, so that's definitely something that they probably did for this Comic-Con exclusive, but that combined with the translucent plastic actually does look really cool on this guy. You can see it's like a smoky gray kind of translucent plastic. It's the best in the arms and the legs because they are like crystal clear. Of course, with the torso, you can see kind of like the inside there with like the screws and everything holding the figure together. But all in all, it's pretty neat looking. Now, talking about the design itself, when this was first revealed, my reaction to it was, it looks like Megatron, or at least a Michael Bay Transformer. And you know what? I gotta still stick with that. It's a really interesting take on Shredder that absolutely evokes the feeling of what we would see in a Transformers film. So it's very, very different than what we've seen from past incarnations of the Shredder. The face is really interesting there because you can see it's not really like a helmet on a human-like head, which we've mostly seen in the past. Instead, it looks like the head is basically like this demonic kind of helmet itself. Like the helmet itself has the mouth and like these glowing red eyes, almost like it's alive. It's really interesting looking. And again, a very different look for our Shredder. So let's go ahead and talk about the articulation with this guy so I can show you what we've got going on here. The head is really interesting because we can swivel the head left and right, and he's got that hunch. So that basically just makes it so he can kind of turn his head left and right. It's ball jointed though, so you can see it rolls all the way around, but what's really neat is they also put like a hinge joint there at the base of the neck. So look at this, you can bend the neck way down or bring it way up. So because of the ball joint, I can actually make him stand up a little bit taller. It does look a little weird. It kind of gives him like this strange giraffe neck looking thing. Or I can bring the neck way down and I can still bend the head forward, giving him this really hunched over look. So as far as like the overall construction of the figure goes with the articulation, I kind of like that. That's pretty neat. You got the normal ball-like hinges at the shoulders, so the shoulders can swivel and you can bring them out and in there, but there's no articulation at the elbow, no bend, no swivel, and same with the hands, so this is all like one solid piece here with no articulation. It looks like we can move them at the torso. It's an interesting cut that we don't usually see on a lot of the Turtles figures that allows you to kind of move the torso up and down. It doesn't move left and right, it's not a ball joint, it's like a hinge that allows it to move up and down. So again, it's another way that you actually can make him stand a little bit taller, so pretty interesting stuff there. He does have those kind of hinge joints there at the thighs. They are very short and stubby legs, so you're really not going to get a whole lot out of that, but you can swivel them and bring them forwards and backwards. He does have bends at the knees. Again, short little stubby legs, but the knee bends are worked in there with the boot cut. And then you can also swivel the large clawed feet there. So he's got a decent amount of articulation. It's pretty basic for what we would expect from the Ninja Turtles lineup there from Playmates Toys. Now, one of the things that's really interesting, which is perfect timing for that to happen because I was going to show you this, the claws are removable. When I first saw these pictures, I thought that those were his hands, like he had big clawed hands. But these are actually weapons that he's holding on to, so you can pop those out of his hands if you want. They are just molded in a kind of softer black plastic. There's really no paint detail on there, but now you can see him without those kind of big claws there. So those are weapons that he places into his hands. On his back, he's kind of got like these little cape pieces that are built in, but this is a pretty sturdy plastic. It's not super pliable. It is a little bit, but it's pretty sturdy like the rest of the plastic, and then they are not removable. So it's almost like straps of a cape or just some decoration hanging off the back of his shoulders. They are permanently attached, but they are a bit of a different color than the rest of the armor and everything. It's almost got like a brownish black appearance to it there. All right, guys, it's comparison time. Let's keep it simple for this one. There's been so many Shredders over the years, but we're gonna go ahead and stand this new iteration of Shredder alongside the original Shredder and the 2012 release of Shredder, kind of showing you a pretty decent evolution of the Shredder character. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder action figure. All in all, the toy itself is pretty decent. I like a lot of the things they did with the dry brushing on the armor to make it look like it's got a metallic shine. I like the translucent plastic, and the articulation is really interesting on this just because it stands out from a lot of the other figures that we've seen. The design is interesting, and it's really gonna be up to every individual person, how they feel on it. I have not really seen this Shredder in the context of the show, so I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I know that when I look at it, it doesn't look like the Shredder to me. It looks like an entirely different character. So again, it's really gonna be up to every individual person how you feel about the design itself. Now, this was an exclusive at the Nickelodeon booth at San Diego Comic-Con 2019. I have not heard any word yet on if they're gonna be selling this online now that the show is over, or if this figure is gonna be hitting retail stores. However, if the past is any indication, these characters usually do get a retail release, but they're slightly different. So the one in retail may not have the metallic paint on the armor, may not even have the translucent parts. I don't know for sure, but this probably will see some sort of a release in the future. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this guy, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, my friends.